Hello, this is my bee body that I've paper mache'd. It's taken me quite a long while. It's got loads of layers on it. I couldn't say how many, at least 15 layers. 2 balloons blown up hard, stuck together with PVA neat glue, and just keep basically binding it round till it gets solid. Now I'm going to attempt to add my first bit of material, which I've not actually done before, so that's it for now. Let's see what happens. Right, hello, so I've cut out my material for my bee. I did the wrong measurement. My recommendation would be to put a template out first. It is stuck on here with some glue, PVA glue, and an elastic band. I'm quite happy with it, it's nice and strong. However, the body, and like I said, I don't know how many layers I've done, maybe 15. I'm feeling that it's not solid enough, so I'm going to have to wrap something over this and make some more strength to the body before I cover that. So there's a little delay on that, but that is it. I want to be happy with it when it's finished. As my father always said, no one sees the time you take, but they see the end result. Boring as that sounds. Over and out for now. I made the bee legs with PVA tape and padding and string. Mark out your bee in quarters so you get it in the correct position. I have marked out my bee, the holes for my bee legs. Cut them with a knife carefully, made the little holes, pop them in. Now I'm going to shape them, fix them with PVC tape, you know, insulation tape, and then do the other side. Okay, that's the bee, the next stage of the bee. Hello, so I'm coming to the last part of putting the last bit of leg on my Bumblebee. I've remeasured it out quite a few times and changed the measurements and checked it symmetrically around by just re-measuring it, marking it, making holes with a knife, big hole, a little hole should I say, and then putting this in place, the insulation tape over some string and foam, made that solid, and then I will reposition the legs into place as I start marking the top out where the fur is going to go. I'm going to mark it out first, I think that'd be best, and then shape it. That's the next stage. First of all, mark your bee legs where you want them. Use an indelible pen to mark them either sides, get them in the correct position, spin it around, check you're happy with the position of your legs before you actually pierce the moulded balloon, and place your insulation tape legs, which have got foam over them, into position once you've made a hole with a knife. So I'm getting on to the last bit of the leg now. It's getting exciting. I can really see the bee coming together. So what I'm doing now is, I've got the insulation tape and I've measured them all out. I've reshaped them, moved them as I've wanted them to the other side. And then you just basically put a little, sorry about the, doesn't look so great. It's hard because I'm not using my proper camera thing. Right, so you make a little slit in the tape, and then as you can see, you've pieced it either side, and then you firm it all in and then reshape it as you want it all round. And then the next stage is I'm going to be marking out where the bee colours go for the different colours. I've got some yellow faux fur ordered on eBay, which I'm waiting for. I will put links below for all the things I'm using. Okay. A tip on making the bee is before you actually put your legs in place, and make sure you've measured out either side symmetrically, so you can rechange. I've changed the whole position several times before I've actually put them in, and then I've taped them in position, ready for now. Marking the colours where the bee colour, different furs go in. Hello. One of the problems I had when I was making this balloon bee was I was holding I was holding it between my knees to put the fur on and the legs, and even though I put 20 layers of at least 20 layers of PVA and newspaper, it's collapsed here a little. I'm going to use foam and glue just to reshape, because it is solid enough. The rest of the place is, and with shaping the leg, you can then reposition them exactly where you want them and hold them in place down with some more of this. So I will now just finish that off and then show you it when it's further along. So here we are. Any dents that appeared while you was making the balloon by holding it between your knees, or just some sort of collapsing because there wasn't quite enough strength in the balloons, even though it's got more than 20 layers on it, cut some foam to shape, PVA glue, and then firm it on a little higher than the balloon, because by the time you put your material on it will all flatten down. Okay, so I think generally I'm happy with the shape. It's just really a little bit collapse on there, so I'm trying that out now, see how it goes. With the foam in place, leave it to dry for several days. Now I come to the fun part of putting the glue on. Get your PVA glue ready and put it on both sides generously. I filmed this with one hand, so it was not very good at the time. As you see, I was piecing it in. Make sure there's plenty of overhang of fur so it can blend in seamlessly. When you put on extra fur over, it's absolutely fine, because you can cut that away at the end. And as you can see, I just kept going over it all to make sure, and I'm very happy that I've actually got it all nice and smooth on there. I actually used Gorilla Glue to stick the foam down to the balloon. I've left this for a few days to dry. When I stuck this down with PVA glue, I put a big band round it to hold it for a few days. So what hasn't stuck, like here, I'm now putting the PVA glue all under here, and then I'm going to add some all to the legs, which have got vinyl on, because when I put fur on them, it will be a better seal for them to have PVA glue, I think, than just this tape. That is an experiment. So all in here is now going to have PVA glue to carry on with the sticking of the fur, the faux fur. And I'll put all the links below of where I got it all from. Okay, so that's the bee early this morning. It's starting to take shape before it has its more fur added. Yes, make sure when you cut your material you have plenty of overhang to go into the areas here where you're meeting up with the legs. So they have cut the lip bit there. So that has, it's hard to do holding my, use my camera stand like this, and put on the PVA glue on both sides, and then tie it over with a big elastic, or a shoelace I use for a day or so, and then it will set the material in place. And then you can just go back to it, lift it up and put any glue and push it back down and leave it for another day. So all set. So that's it up to date. Next phase will be the underside part of it. So generously glue your papier-mâché balloon with PVA glue and the other side of your faux fur ready to tie it, place it on there. Then you will wrap a big band or a shoelace I use for say a day, 2 days, and then you'll go back on it, and around the edges that it will need re-gluing. I will show that in the next video. When you're gluing, be careful not to put too much glue on this side, because otherwise it will seep through here. What you do if you have that problem is rub away any excess glue, and it will come away. My advice is in the first place to put more glue on this part than on the material part, and you will literally, you'll experiment as you go along with me, because this is the first time I've kind of used this kind of glue on material. I'm getting better as I go along. Oh, left a little bit on there, but I'll show you it all properly in a bit. And the other thing, I'm looking into getting a hot glue gun, and I'm experimenting with all different glues to find out which is best. So I've been buying a lot of different Gorilla Glues and finding out. So let's see what happens next. Hello, I'm now coming up to the final parts of my bee, which is quite exciting after waiting several weeks to dry and everything. Right, the last piece of material is going on now. I've cut it. My advice is to cut your material and let go with the top of the bee to start with, because if you make any alterations where the material joins, it can be underneath, it won't be seen as much. So when you put your material on, make sure there's plenty. When you get to the leg part, it's easy because you just cut it and then make a slit for where the leg goes, rather than try to shape it like this. You just literally cut a slit and then you just piece it in, and then plenty, make sure there's plenty of overhang, so when you glue it you'll leave overhang like this, which won't be stuck, and then you'll come back in a few days time, paint it in, and then just, and I should show that properly with a proper camera, the proper way. So that is it for now. You get them.